Hi, I just want to follow up on a couple of things we were talking about in a video yesterday because the video got a little bumpy and a lot of people are having a hard time understanding it. I was talking about sheer thumb placement in order to fit your hands properly. And I want to show you 3 different styles and why it's important not to hyperextend your thumb joint. If a shear fits you properly, your thumb joint here will stay parallel from the thumb down into the wrist, and you won't have a lot of movement there. If you're hyperextending your thumb, it's going to put pressure on this joint, and it's going to end up hurting your hands. I have massive tendon problems from a genetic disorder, so I have already had this one fused, and I have arthritis in this joint, so I'm really conscious of how my shears fit my hand. This is an older pair that I love, and it's a Jody Murphy thinner from way back. And if you'll notice when I pick it up, my thumb is not perfect, but it's not bad. It works pretty well. And when I extend it, there's not much movement there. But even though it's a short shank shear, so that this thumb hole is shorter than the ring finger hole, it's not an ergonomically placed thumb, therefore it's an issue. We'll switch over to this Munchkin pair, and it's got an ergonomically placed thumb, so it's bent slightly forward. Instead of coming straight down, it bends forward. And when my thumb is in it, it's a much more natural feeling. And when I move it, I don't have any motion that's wasted. I can open the thumb the shear completely, so I'm going to be able to use the entire length of the shear, and everything works great. There's no pressure here, because as you can see, it doesn't hardly move. I have more movement there than a lot of people will, just because of the damage to that tendon. But as you can see, there's very little movement, and it works really well. I can extend this without hyperextending this. This is a larger pair. This is actually my line. And you can see that it doesn't have to be a small shear. I can still open it fully, which means I can use the entire length of the shear. And I'm still not extending this past to this point. I'm extending it to right about here and not overstretching. So we're able to get it done like that. And that works really well. Then we'll move on to an even handle, which are the 2 that are this way, so that they're the same length. And when I pick them up, these are great because you can flip them around. You can put the solid edge against the skin or away from it, depending on what you're doing. And with a curve, it's incredibly handy. In fact, I have a pair of curves. Where are they? Here they are. My Kenchi flippers are that way. They're even handled. They have to be in order to flip, so you can control them. But watch what they do to my thumb. Even though I love this pair of shears, you'll see my thumb is not in the right position already. You can tell the difference. It's down, it's pointing down, and when I open them, in order to open them fully, I have to really extend my thumb out. And that causes more strain on that joint, which hurts. I'm having to open it way far. It's still in line, but it's really extended past what this same shear length is doing with a different type of thumb. See, I'm at that point here, and if I put this shear in my hand and open it to that point, it's not open all the way. I've got about a ½ an inch, maybe an inch, a blade that's not being used, and in order to open it fully, I have to really extend out further. Does that make sense? That's how you figure out if a shear fits your hand or not. It's going to fit in the thumb comfortably, without any pressure. Everything's going to be lined up right so that you're straight here, and when you open extend it, it doesn't extend these joints out beyond what's comfortable. Right there is about perfect. And there you are. That's how you decide if a shear fits well on your thumb. To fit here, your finger should actually fit under the pivot point for more control. You'll notice I actually am holding my shear in my hand, and it's sort of balanced. If I take my thumb out, they balance perfectly because they fit beautifully. Little finger, ring finger, middle finger, and pivot point under the first finger. And that's a balanced shear in my hand. Not every shear is going to fit every person. And I have very long fingers, so my fingers end up going through the rings longer or further than yours might. But that's just because my fingers are so long, because I have huge hands. I wear a men's extra large glove. If you have little bitty hands, doesn't matter. The same shear type is probably going to be better for you. Whereas if you have abnormally short fingers or thumb proportional to your hand, it may be these. But once you've figured out what handle style fits you and what length you prefer, you can order any pair of shears online just by making sure that the handles are correct. I don't think there's a single pair of shears on this table that I had tried out in person before I bought them, with the exception of my line. The ones that have my name on them, I felt before I said, yes, put my name on them. Everything else, I bought sight unseen because I knew that the handles were going to fit. Hope that helps.